Now, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu cancelled a planned visit to Washington in protest for the US's vote at a United Nations call for a ceasefire in Gaza. To discuss that, I'm joined by Dr. Ely Karmon, a senior research scholar at ICT. Dr. Karmon, welcome.
Good morning.
Hello. So tell us a little bit about why the US did not veto that call by the United Nations Security Council asking for an immediate ceasefire when they had done on 3 occasions before.
We must understand the fact that the strategic common interest of Israel and the United States to destroy the military power of Hamas is obstructed the last weeks, perhaps months, by political differences on the two sides. First of all, in Israel itself, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is not ready to accept a plan after the war to find a solution that involves the Palestinian Authority, or if you want, a reformed Palestinian Authority that could control Gaza with the support of the Arab countries, especially Egypt and the Gulf countries, United States and international community. And this is contrary to the interests of the American administration. In Israel, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is influenced by the radical members of his government, his base, which don't want to find a real solution. They would like even to reoccupy Gaza. In the United States, on the other hand, there are internal problems of President Biden, which is in a year of elections and would like to assuage his democratic base, especially the more radical or progressive elements, which are anti-Israeli. So on the two sides, there is this problem of politics, internal politics, and until it is not solved, especially on the Israeli side, I don't see that the relationship between the two countries will continue to be so strong as in the past 4 or 5 months. And the vote is an expression by the Biden administration signed to the Israeli government and more directly to the Prime Minister that he should change his position and be more available to the solution of the Palestinian Authority for the after the war solution in Gaza Strip.
Understood. Thank you for laying that out, Doctor. But Prime Minister Netanyahu has made it very clear that he is not going to stop operations in Gaza, including, of course, the ceasefire. And he's been consistent with that since the start. But nonetheless, although I hear what you're saying about the American internal political situation, could America not simply have basically abstained from this and continued as before in terms of their support for Israel?
The main point of contention is possibility or the necessity by the Israeli side, and I speak not only the Prime Minister but all the defense experts, that we must destroy the military battalions of Hamas in Rafah on the Egyptian border. And this is not possible without trying to find a solution to 1 million refugees which are concentrated in Rafah. This needs also a very close cooperation with the Egyptian government, which is afraid that many Palestinians will try to enter Egyptian territory. So I think that it is absolutely necessary for the three sides, I mean Israel, the United States, and Egypt, to find a solution, first of all, to replace some of the, or many of the refugees in other parts of Gaza, to stage a military operation in Rafah itself, and after the destruction of the 4 or 5 battalions in Rafah, to find a political solution which involves also Palestinian elements which can be trusted, which can cooperate not only with Egypt and the United States, but with many other Gulf countries and moderate countries, because there is talk about a common Arab force that it will take control provisorily in Gaza Strip.
Right. Right. Well, we wait to see what happens there. Now, very, very briefly, in the last few seconds that we have, Dr. Karmon, is this disagreement going to hold up aid to Ukraine, which is currently stuck in Congress? Sorry, to Israel.
Sorry,
I beg your pardon.
Hear the last question. What is the question?
Would this disagreement between the United States and Israel at the moment hold up aid, which is earmarked for Israel, but is held up in Congress? Would that delay the release of that aid?
For the moment, there is no influence on it. We know that Defense Minister Gallant was in Washington. He received all the weapons that were required by our military. They are on their way. But clearly, if the political atmosphere between two governments will get worse, it can endanger the future support, military support, especially that we have a very difficult and serious situation in northern Israel. Israel should neutralize on the long run the Hezbollah threat from the north. And this needs absolute coordination and support of the United States. I hope that at least in Israel, there will be sufficient pressure, political pressure, on the Prime Minister and his allies, and to find a solution which will convene for the two sides to continue and develop what the American administration is trying to build, local or regional, if you want, axis of moderate countries,
right,
including Saudi Arabia, normalization of Saudi relations between Israel and Saudi Arabia, and fighting in common against the Iranian axis of resistance, which is the main, I would say, catalysator of what happens in the region, or all the violence in the region.
We do look forward to a practicable solution to this long-standing issue. Dr. Karmon, thank you very much for joining us and sharing your expertise with our audience.
Thank you.